as you are, as something, as I want you to be. Served in this segment is terrible. On to what the fucking video, I swear. Yo. Motherfucker! Ow, that fucking hurt. For real. Like I went to clap my hands. I hate myself. I went to clap my hands, and like my thumb ring, I jammed my thumb into my thumb ring, and it fucking hurt. My thumb's purple now, damn it. Ow. Great start to my comeback video, I swear. There we go. Hey guys, I'm back. It's been a while. Like 3 months, I want to say. 3 months-ish, technically 4. I say 4 because it looks better on paper. To me, at least. But, hey guys, I'm back. And I'm very excited. Very excited to be back. I feel amazing. It feels amazing to be back on YouTube, back at the grind, back to talk to you guys about stupid shit, tell terrible jokes, make you laugh for whatever dumb reason, mess with my hair between scenes. I'm fucking back, and it feels awesome to be back, guys. And, you know, instead of being a normal YouTuber and just making one comeback video and then going back to whatever my fucking business was, I'm going to make 5 comeback videos. Yes. 5. I'm going to call it, title on screen here, The Ultimate Comeback Consecution. I'm probably butchering the way that's pronounced. Future Soup. Put Consecution on the screen. That's what I fucking thought. Get rid of it. Feel free to correct me on how that's pronounced in the comments. Please. I'm in desperate need of some English, because I don't get it until next semester. But yeah, before we jump into the video, I just wanted to say that, these videos are all dedicated to something that I'm thankful for. The review segment is dedicated to a series that I'm glad is in my life and helped me, get through my little break. Little. It was 4 fucking months long. Holy shit. You know, some series that helped me get through that. And the ending segment will be dedicated to directly thanking somebody or something for getting me through that break. So yeah. But before we get into the video, again, I just want to mention something. My new favorite object on this entire planet is this. It's a platypus. But not just any platypus. Perry the platypus. I adore this thing. It is my new favorite object on planet Earth. You can't tell me otherwise. My grandma made this. I can't get enough of this thing. Every time I look at it, I smile, alright? This makes my fucking day, right here. This exact object makes my day. Shout out to my grandma. My grandma's awesome, dude. Shout out to you, Grandma. You the best. I love you, Grandma. She's the best. Like she made this. She put blood, sweat, and tears into making a funny teal platypus. That warms my heart. Thank you, Grandma. She's not gonna see this. But, you know, she made this object and gave it to me for Christmas. Shout out to you, Grandma. You're the real one. Fuck all your grandmas, guys. Your grandma ain't shit. Oh, I'm fucking back, baby. Oh, it feels so fucking good, guys. Holy shit. Roll the thing. Roll an intro or something. I don't know. Where's the fucking off button? ladies and gentlemen, all that's in between, we're back with a grand old episode. I'm back. All of OilSoup, baby. We're starting off with a good old-fashioned comic that is definitely very safe for children. Please show this to your children. I would never lie to you about it being safe for children. Make sure to show it to the youngest possible children. Invincible. Don't show it to your kids. Don't listen to the voices, man. Come on, you're better. You're better than this dude. Come on, you're so much fucking better than this dude. Don't show it to your kids, for fuck's sake! Had to do a little bit of mental stabilizing there for a second. Invincible. Yes, I have all 3 compendiums. Broke-ass motherfucker. Fuck out of here. Invincible. Great shit. Honestly, my favorite comic book ever written. I love it. Every single issue from issue 1 to issue 145, every single episode in the show. I forgot how many episodes there are. There's like 69 as far as I'm concerned. Great shit. No other comic that I've ever read has shit on Invincible. Anywhere near. Except maybe Hack and Slash. Hack and Slash and Headlopper. Good stuff. Challenging my perspective on Invincible, but this video is not dedicated to those. I might have a video on those when I finish both of those, but it's besides the point. So Invincible is a superhero comic, and I can hear you now. Soup. What the fuck, dude? You're reviewing a superhero comic? That's so dumb. Superhero comics are for stupid little babies. It's more specifically my cousin. I hate that little shit! And you're right, it is a superhero comic, and superhero comics are for dumb idiot babies, specifically for your baby cousin. Fuck, I hate that little shit. But Invincible stands out. Which on its own is very impressive because it's a superhero comic. It's like, what's that meme? I don't know. There's like a meme out there where that satirizes unoriginality. It's probably some Wojak meme or something. I don't fucking know. But anyway, you know, it's a superhero comic. So what on earth makes it so good? What on earth makes it stand out? Well, that's what I'm here to talk to you about. There's probably hundreds of better videos out there that talk about Invincible from a more enlightened perspective than I will, but I'm willing to give my perspective on it, from what I can tell on my first read-through and all that jazz. I'll even cover the show, but that's after the comic. So let's get into it. We'll start with the first segment, what makes it stand out. Do the transition. Are you gonna do the fucking transition? Do the transition. No? Soup? We do not have time for this bullshit. Do the transition. I said do it, you... Mr. Rain's down in Africa. Gonna take a lot. What am I doing? Fucking hate my life. I'm going home, dude. I'm staying on YouTube, bro. I'm staying on YouTube. So, what makes Invincible stand out? Well, Invincible is a superhero comic, as I'm sure you've heard. But you've probably seen scenes from the comic, scenes from the show. You've probably watched the whole show. So you probably already know that it's a story about superheroes. But if you've only seen clips from the show or only seen segments from the comic, and you know that it's a superhero comic, I bet you're sitting down and asking yourself and me, the funniest YouTuber on planet Earth, and sexiest, we can't forget that one. Can't forget that one, kids. Fuck, kids was a bad noun to use. Guess I'm canceled. Anyway, because Invincible is a superhero comic, it's kind of difficult to stand out for obvious reasons. You know, a lot of comics follow the same basic outline where, you know, the superheroes kind of just solve their problems and then move on with their life until another problem comes along, and then they solve that one just as easily, if not more easily, than the last problem. That gets kind of boring, especially when the characters or the superheroes aren't really that in-depth. They don't seem to have a lot of motivations other than, oh, I'm a good guy, so I'm going to do the right thing. Which is always nice, you know. Like, but like in real life, what makes a hero interesting? It's not that, I'm a good guy, so I'm going to do the good thing. It's, I'm a complicated person. That's what makes a hero interesting. And characters, yes, I'm going to point fingers and say Superman, are very uninteresting and somewhat boring because a lot of their comics are very cliche and sort of follow that outline. And I'm talking about more old comics, by the way. Like, obviously newer stuff, especially stuff that DC's been pushing with their more popular characters, is obviously a lot better. I don't know about Superman's case, though, because I will stand by the fact that I refuse to read a Superman comic unless it is Superman Red Sun, because that sounds fucking hilarious. Communist Superman. What the fuck? That sounds so fucking funny. Even though it's probably not funny in the slightest. That's besides the point. So, how do you make a superhero comic that's so special when a lot of people are desensitized to the same old thing? Well, you do the opposite of what they do with their characters, and make characters more in-depth and also give them real problems that they genuinely struggle with. Sorry about that. Some goblin keeps like reaching under my door, trying to grab my legs. I'm aware that I have very nice legs, but come on. Goblins aren't my thing. Gremlins, though. Gremlins are sexy as hell. Have you seen the movie with Howie Mandel? Oh, man. Oh, man. Howie Mandel was in that movie, by the way. You're never gonna guess who it was. You will never, in your entire lifetime, be guessing who it was. Unless you already know. In which case, I look like a massive fucking clown. Insert creatively photoshopped image of me as a clown. I say it's Photoshop, but it's literally just me without the mask on. Anyway. Like I said before, Invincible stands out by making its characters interesting. And I love that. It makes the characters feel so human and relatable, which is very ironic because they have godlike powers. That's barely an exaggeration, by the way. Some of the characters in this comic, no joke, can rip your head off without a second thought. Or a weapon, for that matter. Good luck sleeping tonight. Anyway, back on the subject about the characters feeling more human and realistic. I feel like that's one of the greater aspects about the story that makes it stand out the most. We'll use Mark as an example. Oh, by the way, I want to make a disclaimer. This is more obvious in the comic because the comic has more content than the TV show. If you watch the TV show, this isn't as obvious, but still. Mark. Main character, our boy Invincible himself. Yes, that is his superhero name. How creative. Mark struggles a lot in his life, you know. A lot of the time it feels like he doesn't know what he wants. And he just struggles because his dad is kind of a like his dad is the most famous superhero on the planet Earth, and then spoiler alert, by the way. I'm sure I put a spoiler alert at the beginning of the video. Massive spoiler alert, especially for the comic. I'm going to be discussing a lot of the comic, especially in the review segment. Anyway, his father turns out to be the biggest asshole on planet Earth, because he only came to Earth and started a family to integrate himself into society to make himself look less suspicious, so that when the alien race that he is from comes to planet Earth and takes planet Earth, you know. That's the only reason he started a family, by the way, to kind of lay low, so that, like, Earth would not suspect, like, anything happening. Like, that was obviously a lot on Mark, and, like, not only that, but his dad beats the absolute shit out of him, and just, And then, like, by the way, first compendium, where's the first compendium? There it is. The first compendium. All of what I just described to you happens in the first half of the compendium. Yeah. It's crazy. That was nuts. Yep. It happens about in the first-ish half of the comic. After their massive fight, that was very bloody, mind you, his dad did not hold back on his own son. Literally left his face like red pulp, basically. Poor bastard. Like, his dad just leaves. Out of nowhere. Because he felt guilty. He didn't want to stay there. He didn't want to stay there because, he started feeling emotions again, and that's a no-no. Fucking hate myself, I swear. And that's obviously a lot of pressure on Mark, and at first he feels like he has to live up to his dad, and then he feels like the one of the few people on his side for once was leaving him. His dad of all people. Like, no matter how many people you have on your side, if you have what seems to be a good relationship with your dad, it feels like your dad is the most important person to have on your side. And if your own father is not on your side, it's a lot of pressure for a person. Like, realistically, I didn't want to get, sad or anything, but it's the truth. And the comic is very gritty and realistic about that. They're very straightforward with the fact that, yes, this is a lot of pressure on a person, and yes, it is a very traumatic thing to go through. And it is genuinely traumatic on Mark, and it leaves a scar on him. Even when his dad comes back later in the comic, he still feels angry, almost, at his dad for just leaving out of nowhere, and just springing that onto him right before beating the shit out of him. The whole alien invasion part. Oh yeah, by the way, his dad sprung the whole, by the way, I'm gonna invade your planet, right before he beat the shit out of him. Figured I should mention that. Anyway. And, that's not even counting, all the other instances later in the comic, where I think he went to Mars? I mean, he did go to Mars in the comic, but I think this specific segment took place while Mark was on Mars. Basically, Eve was basically left alone on Earth, and, they were dating. Goblins, am I right? I keep pushing shit under my door, I swear. Basically, Eve and Mark are dating at some point in the comic, and Mark has to leave Eve for, a few months. And, they're both superheroes, so Eve understands that he's doing superhero shit, but it still leaves a mark on her that he left her for that long. It hurt her, and it hurt their relationship, and it felt so real. Literally, reading the comic was a punch in the gut, but it was so much fun to read, because the characters are just so damn good. Some of the characters out there that I hated at first, they managed to twist it on their heads and was like, no, this is why they're a massive asshole and why you hate them. And I love it when stories do that, especially in creative ways, where they make them seem to be a massive asshole at first and then develop them, and then you start to question whether or not they're genuinely an asshole, or that's just your perspective on them because they're a little bit annoying. And, that's a very realistic thing that the comic does a couple times throughout the story, and I like that a lot. But yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say about what makes it stand out. In summary, the characters feel like people. They don't feel like 2D images that punch the shit out of each other. Ha ha ha, it's funny. They get into relationship. Ha ha ha. Guy makes robot out of dead bodies. Ha ha ha. That's a real thing, by the way. That's actually canon in the comic. That there is a character that can make robots out of dead bodies. Necrophilia, am I right? If the last clip wasn't getting me canceled, that one's gonna get me canceled, I swear. I just came back and I'm gonna lose my fucking career in one video. In short, characters feel human. Thumbs up. Next clip. Am I using my thumbs? Ha 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 ha, the baby, ha ha ha, the baby. Are you laughing yet? Are you laughing? I'm so sorry. I'm really unfunny. How long is 7 fucking minutes? Alright, next segment. Jeez. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. So, review. What's that about? Personally, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm easily going to give Invincible a 10 out of 10. Is it perfect? Yeah. I mean, no, it's not. There's no such thing as a perfect story. If there is, you're lying to yourself. It's not Naruto. Please shut up. No, but seriously, it's definitely not Naruto. If you think it's Naruto, you genuinely belong in an insane asylum. Anyway, is the story perfect? Not really. I didn't particularly have any problems with it. I do have a couple problems with it, but I don't think they're worthy of mentioning. But because this is the review segment, I may as well mention them, no matter how petty they are. I felt like the dynamic between Monster Girl and Robot was uncomfortable, to say the least. It was very uncomfortable for me, both in the show and in the comic. More specifically in the comic, though, especially when he literally took time out of his life and existence to make a body of a little boy to date her. And I know they're both adults in children's bodies, but still, like, out of context, it looks a little weird because, like, I don't know, it's difficult to explain. I mean, it's not that it was two children that liked each other. That part I was fine with. And I guess they saw something wrong with, like, a grown-ass man controlling a robot, having a crush on a full-grown woman and a little girl. I don't know. Watch the show. That made me a little uncomfortable. Not very uncomfortable, because if she was just a straight-up child, then I would be saying very uncomfortable. But no. She's not a straight-up child. She's a adult woman in a child's body. Right. That made me a little uncomfortable, but other than that, I didn't really have much of a problem with it, because they did have a good relationship in the long run, and I liked how they developed over time. But, you know. Other than that slight hiccup, I didn't have much of a problem with the story. I actually really liked it, and because of that, I would give it a straight up 10 out of 10. And, you know, it did definitely leave a very good impression on me, and I love and respect it for that. So basically, I'm gonna make it public information that, like, when I read a book or watch a movie or whatever, I have a specific category called my top 5. And, you know, like, anybody has their top blank whatever, because this is how much I like it, so I put it up here. And that's basically how my top 5 works, but I only put it in my top 5 if it impressed me. You know? Like, when I finish a series, I sit down and say, did it impress me or did it entertain me? And that's how I judge whether or not it's in my top 5. Most of the time, I don't really say, did it impress me or entertain me when I finish it. Sometimes I do that when I start reading it, like Berserk or Vagabond, where it left a very good impression on me in a very little amount of time. But that's besides the point. Invincible left me the most impressed out of any comic I've ever read, and I put it at my number 1 in my top 5 comics ever. So yeah. I like the dynamic between all of the characters. I think it's very well written, especially when they feel very real. So they, in my opinion at least, they bounce off of each other very realistically, I'd argue. And, you know, they react like a person would. Like, let me give a good example. Oh, Eve and Mark. There we go. Eve and Mark bounce off of each other very appropriately and realistically. That was the word I was looking for. So, like the example I gave a few clips ago, if I didn't, I'm going to feel very stupid. But when Mark left to go to Mars for a few months and take care of some problems up there, she very realistically reacted negatively to him going there at first, and she never really forgave him for, ditching her. And they're both superheroes, so she understands that it's hard being a superhero. But at the same time, she's his girlfriend, and eventually wife. So she feels like she should be of utmost importance. And Mark feels the exact same way too, but he kind of puts being a superhero first, because sometimes saving the planet is better than funny sex girlfriend. I don't know if you've heard of that before. Like, if I was given the choice between literally save the planet and prevent all problems from happening ever again, or finding love, I would probably choose save the planet. Because I can't really find love without the planet in the first place. And if the planet's dying, I'm probably going to only find love for like 5 seconds. So I would probably choose save the Earth. If I was a superhero. See what I did there? See what I did there? The joke is that I gave myself a better chance of getting a girlfriend. Or partner. I guess I should say partner is more realistic. Where was I going with this? Oh, well, basically when Mark fucks up, Eve reacts like a person would. When Mark fucks up, she's not like, oh, you're a superhero and you're my boyfriend, so I'll forgive you. No. She's not like that. Whatsoever. She's like any other person on planet Earth. You're like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? You're not even apologizing. He doesn't, he like rarely ever apologizes for fucking up. By the way, like, Mark is my favorite character, hands down. But I hate it when he doesn't apologize, and he just is, and he's like beyond surprised that Eve is pissed off at him. Like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? She's mad. Apologize, and you know what you did wrong. Dum dum, poopy head, stupid, imbecilic puke bag. Troglodyte? Cro-Magnon idiot? Moving aside from the characters, the story itself is also very intriguing and kept me constantly engaged. Yeah. Like, I would sit there and read it for hours at a time, and I'm normally like that with comic books, but I don't think I got as invested into a comic book as I have with Invincible, which is why it's my number one. Because it keeps me invested and it keeps me engaged, and like the art, like it feels like the art like only enhances it more. Even though art style is like super cartoony, it just feels fitting enough to almost reach out and pull me into the comic book, and I love it. I love it when comic books have their own little art style, like mangas do. Mangas do that definitely 100%. I do agree with the fact that there is a stereotypical manga art style, and the same thing goes with comic books, especially in comic book cases, though. But, like, I love it when comics have their own little art style, and it's so cool. And Invincible definitely does that. I like the villains, too. The villains are very well written, I think. And, I like it when villains kind of beat the shit out of the hero, because that makes me want to root for the hero more. I feel like Invincible is really good at doing that, like making me genuinely worry for the hero, because the hero's not perfect. They feel so human and so close to me that I genuinely worry about them, because they actually get hurt. Oh, did I forget to mention that? Characters actually get hurt, by the way. Like, there are literally, like, arcs of the story where certain characters are left out because they got so brutally injured in their previous fight. Which is something that I've never seen a comic do before, and I really like that. Demon Slayer kind of does that, but it's not a comic book, so I'm not throwing that out there, and making it a legitimate point. But yeah, Invincible, 2 thumbs up. Love it. Um, what else do I have to say? I would 100% suggest it to somebody. So fucking good. It's amazing. Love every single second of it. Like, even the part where Mark loses his powers for a little bit, it felt so good to watch him get his powers back. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was on the verge of tears seeing him so happy. It was awesome. Because it was one of the few times that you genuinely see him happy, you know? Because he's rarely ever happy, because the universe just keeps throwing shit at him. And he just keeps bouncing back. Because he's invincible. How could he not bounce back? He is easily my favorite character because he's been through so much shit, and I love him. Cecil's my second favorite character, by the way. Not because like he's so deep root, not because he's deep and complicated, but because I find him the most funny and the most charming. Anyway, I would 100% suggest it to somebody. Especially if they haven't seen this far into the video and gotten pretty much spoiled for a lot of major plot points. If you do plan on reading it, despite me 100% and totally spoiling it, go ahead, do it. Normally I don't do this, but like I will give a content warning because I realize that a lot of people are sensitive to some stuff, like fucking babies, little pussy ass cowards. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sensitive to a couple things too, so not gonna lie, I can understand why some people are sensitive to certain things. Anyway, pushing that aside, I will give a content warning. It is very gory. And there's also swearing in there, but if you watch my YouTube channel, I doubt you care about the swearing. But it is very gory. And when I mean gory, I'm talking like Berserk looks like Sesame Street. Well, no. Not Berserk. Berserk's a bad example because Berserk's probably worse. The Boys. If you've seen The Boys or read The Boys, looks like Sesame Street. Invincible's pretty bad as far as gore goes, because like, and I feel like it hurts more with Invincible though because it gets you attached to the characters really well. It's very good at getting you attached to characters. Like the show, especially the show, like as short as it is, it got me really attached to all the characters. No joke. So like watching them get brutally injured hurts even more because you're attached to them. So a little bit of a content warning for that. But yeah. Speaking of the show, we're moving on to that. That segment's going to be shorter, and then I'll explain why. Transition. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the sky and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy, because I'm easy come. So, the TV show. This segment is going to be one clip because I don't have much to say about the TV show because everything I said about the comic can easily be said in the TV show, about the TV show, because it is a very faithful adaptation. And I 100% applaud them for that because, like, honestly, I don't know. I like it. I think they did I don't know. It's pretty much the exact same thing, except some events are switched around a little bit for, I guess, plot convenience? I don't know what else to call it. Or maybe to shorten it down? I'm not sure why they did it. But, like, excuse me. Some events are in different order than in the comic. But personally, if you ask me, I like the order that the show did some of the events in. And I'm not complaining because they kept the Omni-Man being a bad guy the whole time reveal at the end. So I'm not complaining personally. What else can I say about the show? The soundtrack? Holy shit, I love the soundtrack. It's so amazing. I'm definitely not saying that because they put Cage the Elephant in there somewhere. I love Cage the Elephant. I can't even lie. Cage the Elephant's so fucking good. Do not sleep on them. They are so damn good. You guys gotta listen to them, I swear. What else do I have to say? The animation. Holy shit. The animation had me nutting in my shorts, dude. Oh, mama. It was so fucking good. There are some segments that are just kind of like, what the fuck am I looking at? But they 100%, no, 10,000% make up for that. I think I know why they made cheap animations in some segments. It was to cut the budget in order to make these damn good, well animated scenes. Holy shit. It's probably my art bias, but I'm a sucker for good animation, and like that really pulled me in and immersed me. It was so good. And the voice actors, holy shit, dude. J.K. Simmons, you cannot tell me otherwise. J.K. Simmons made Omni-Man for me. I swear. Even reading the comic, I read it in J.K. Simmons' voice. You cannot get that man out of my head. I love you, J.K. Simmons. You are the best, dude. Literally. So fucking good. I forgot the guy who played Mark. I know he was in The Walking Dead. Damn good voice actor, too. All of them. Great cast. Could not have casted him better. Love that shit. So good. So fucking good. What else do I have to say? Oh yeah, it's Invincible. But like the TV show isn't my favorite. Like you know, like you would think, oh, because it's my favorite comic, it's also the TV show would also be my favorite TV show. Which is true for me in some cases. Like JoJo's my favorite manga, and it's also my favorite anime. But like with Invincible, I can't just do that. Because I like BoJack Horseman more as far as the TV show goes. If BoJack Horseman was a comic, it wouldn't have shit on Invincible. I'm gonna be honest. Like BoJack Horseman in any other medium would absolutely suck. It was very good as a TV show. I like the way they did it. This isn't about BoJack Horseman though. I could talk about BoJack Horseman for hours. I've seen it like 5 times. I swear, it's such a damn good show. Watch it. I'm not a furry, I swear, but please watch it. Anyway, it's not my favorite show just because I happen to like BoJack Horseman more. But like as far as my top 5 TV shows go, Invincible is definitely second. Not by comparison, just because I don't want to disrespect BoJack Horseman by switching it with funny superhero TV show. So that's pretty much all I have to say about about Invincible the series. I wanted to give credit to my boy Broski Toskio. Great guy. I would use his real name, but I didn't get his permission to use his real name. So I'm just gonna call him Richard. For definitely not for a passive-aggressive reason whatsoever. Nope. Love the guy 100%. For real, though, I will put a link to his Twitter and his Twitch. He's really fucking funny. And, like, he's really good and stuff. Like, holy shit. I have, like, some respect for that dude. I love being friends with him. For real. He suggested an Invincible review as a comeback video. And, I felt bad because it was a direct, like, request, like I said on Twitter, like, hey, what should I review for a comeback video? And he went out of his way to put in the replies, Invincible. I make it sound like it's hard work, but it's really not, unless you have terrible Wi-Fi. So we're just gonna, for the sake of the story and drama, we're gonna say he has terrible Wi-Fi, and it took him 12 hours to say that. So, yeah. I don't know. Plus, it was a great suggestion, you know? So, yeah. Outro. Time. Oh, wait. No, not the outro yet. I've been waiting. I think at the beginning I said something about, like, waiting to do an Invincible review. Probably not. I probably did, and I'm just stupid and have dementia. But anyway, I've been waiting to do an Invincible review because I don't particularly like covering popular stuff that much. I don't have a problem with popular series. Like, again, JoJo's my favorite anime/manga ever created, and Invincible's my favorite comic ever created. But, like, when it comes to putting it out there on the internet, I like to pick more niche stuff and review that and tell you, oh, you should read this, or oh, you should avoid this because it's unpopular for a fucking reason, which I have yet to do. But I might do that if I ever cover Crossover, easily the worst comic I've ever read. More on that later if I ever review it at any point. But anyway, I don't know. I don't think Invincible well, it does deserve credit, but I don't think it needs any more attention than it's already gotten. So I've been avoiding doing a review on it for that exact reason, because I don't feel like I could say really much else that anyone else has been saying. I haven't really added much to what people have already been saying. But I'm very passionate about the series, so I have fun making this video. So I put my rule of only covering niche stuff to a side in order to discuss that with you. Now we do the outro. Do you see Banana Man hopping over on the white hot sand? Here he come with some for me, freshly taken from banana tree. Banana Man me want a tan. At the beginning of the video, I said that each video in the ultimate comeback Consecution. Told you I was going to put the title on screen every time I said it. I was going to cover in the review part a series that helped me get through, and at the end segment, I was going to dedicate that whole end segment to a person or thing or whatever, or group of people, whatever you want to call it, that helped me get through. Excuse me. And in this specific instance, I would like to thank my friends out there. My friends. My friends were probably the most important one, if not the most deserving of a thank you for helping me get through that 4 months of torture. I'm gonna be real for a second. I fucking love you guys. Each and every one of you. You guys are so supportive, and you got me through so much shit in my life. I honestly can't thank any of you enough for that. You guys are the OGs. Like, for real. So yeah. I was going through some shit, just trying to figure out who I was. Trying to get over my dad leaving. He's not leaving anymore, by the way. So I'm no longer sad about that in specific. I'm sad about other things now. Great. But yeah. I want to thank my friends. For real. You guys are fucking awesome. When I was like crying on my bed or something, and I felt alone, felt like I was drifting off or something, you guys helped me. My friends out there. Dude, I'm fucking tearing up, dude. I'm so fucking pathetic, man. Oh, man. Nah. A little lesson to you kids out there, if you don't have the patience of a goldfish, crying is a good thing. A lot of people don't want to admit that, but crying is a genuinely good thing, because bottling up your emotions is not the way to go. I learned that the hard way. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, I had a lot of problems trying to figure out who I was. I was questioning a lot of, parts of my life, a lot of choices that I've made in the past. Trying to question if that's really who I am. Of course, now I know who I am, and that's thanks to my friends. Literally can't thank you guys enough. Inspired me, supported me, you made me feel better in the end. I'm glad you guys did that. For real. It feels so fucking good to be back. I love all of you. All you are great support. I hate advertising, but please follow me on my Twitter and my Instagram if you feel like it. I don't post much on Instagram. If you want to see more content from me, follow my Twitter. I have a TikTok. I've had it for a while, actually. I've avoided advertising it because I post on it even less than I do on my Instagram. So, yeah. But I may as well put down the TikTok link just for gets and shiggles. So, yeah. I'm glad I'm back. Feels good. I know you can't see it, but I'm smiling. It feels good to smile. Love you all. Do a heart back. That's what I fucking thought. It's a terrible heart. Much better. Much better. Look at the heart. Do with the heart. You're so... Look at you. Look at the clown. You do what a 16-year-old told you to. Ha ha. Clown. Ha ha ha. Maybe I'm the clown. I thought I knew who I was, but I guess I don't. Got a lot to think about. Stay tuned for parts 2 through 5 of the ultimate comeback Consecution. In the meantime, this is Olive Oil Soup spilling on the floor.